Indians, welcome to News Hamster. So if you're a Bangalorean and it's the rush hour or the peak hour, you will never take out your car for a spin. But sadly, sometimes we can't evade the reality. If you live in Bangalore and if you want to travel from Vijayanagar to Whitefield, you will probably have to leave the previous night to reach on time. And if you're stuck in traffic hubs like Whitefield, Mysore Road, Koramangala or the most popular Silk Board Junction, you will just have to say tata bye-bye to your plans. So in this video, let us try to understand why Namma Uru, Bengaluru has the most amount of traffic, or let's say the worst traffic in the world. And why the report suggests that an average Bangalorean spends at least 10 days of a year in traffic. Stay tuned with me and find out yourself. Bengaluru has a good tryst with history. As you all know, Bengaluru was founded by Kempe Gowda. And if you want to know who was Kempe Gowda and how come he established the Bengaluru city, and of course about his watchtowers, click on this video link above. So when Kempe Gowda found the Bengaluru city, it was just a village. In the later stages, when British came down, it became a cantonment town. That explains why we have the cantonment railway station in Bengaluru city, which we usually call as cantonment. Well, after the building of the cantonment town, British brought in several people from across country to maintain the cantonment town to make sure it functions well. Did you know that India's first aeronautics, or you could say the India's first aircraft making factory, was built in Bengaluru city? Yes, today we call it as the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, which was built during the World War II by the British. This is just one example. Similarly, after independence, we had construction of several factories in Bengaluru like BEML, BEL, so on and so forth. Apart from that, we have premier research institutes in India and of course colleges and universities like the Indian Institute of Science, the Veterinary College, some engineering colleges, so on and so forth. All these aspects led to huge influx of population in the Bengaluru city. Apart from that, we have to understand Bengaluru became the Silicon Valley of India, or the IT hub of India. The major cause for this was the liberalization of India, or the LPG era, starting from 1991. Apart from that, Bengaluru became a place where the most number of startups started to come about. It must be noted, with the becoming of Bengaluru as the IT hub, US got an advantage because US got 24 hours to work, because when US sleeps, India started to work. And with places like Bengaluru having the IT hub or the most number of IT industries, US take firm advantage and they started to send in more number of companies here, and they also got good amount of labor from India. This is pretty much the trend today, with growth of Electronic City and Whitefield as IT hubs of Bengaluru, and Bengaluru becoming the city which has the most number of startups. Obviously, all this led to huge influx of population of people coming from across India and also from across the world. This resulted in what we call as the urban development of a village, which became the IT capital of India. Bengaluru went on to become one of the most prolifically developed cities in the world, but sadly, this development was not planned. And today, Bengaluru is one of those cities which is very badly planned yet very developed. If you have been to areas like Malleshwaram, Jayanagar or Basavangudi, you will see that the areas are built in the grid system and there is not much traffic inside the area. But the roads that lead to these areas have immense amount of traffic. Why does this happen? Like I told you, the areas are built in the grid system, but the whole Bengaluru city, which was planned to be built in the grid system, could not be because of our unplanned development. As a result, the city today is built in the form of a star shape or built in the form of a circle shape. I'm talking about the roads. As a result, we have immense amount of traffic congestions in most of the places. The average speed of Bengaluru traffic is 11 to 14 kilometers per hour. Imagine, this is the pace that we travel at on a daily basis. Is growing population and the road system only the problem leading to the worst traffic in Bengaluru city? Think about it again. Let me tell you about the parking system in Bengaluru. We have to understand that the roads are built for a certain reason. They are adopted in a certain length and width for a certain reason. And if you start parking on the corner of the roads, developing illegal parkings, then obviously you will lead to congestion of traffic. Now what I want to say is, though roads are meant only for transport, we find it as a place to park and make it an illegal parking place, which leads to traffic jam because obviously the width of the road is reduced. Apart from this, we are suffering from problems like stalls on the road, animals on the road, and let me point out the biggest issue: illegal construction. Yes, a lot of roads in the city are affected with illegal construction, as this construction has even extended its boundaries on the roads, eventually leading to the shortening of the widths of the road. Why does this happen? We could blame the corruption as the most important cause, as the developers or the builders pay the authorities to make sure that there is no problem arising in the future. As a result, we have more and more traffic because the roads are getting smaller and smaller. The most major issue that comes into the limelight during the rainy season is the issue of potholes and bad roads. A report by the Bengaluru Traffic Police has showed that 244 roads in Bengaluru city are in a very bad condition. This happens to be the most in Bengaluru East. Potholes are a very common phenomena in the city. These have not just led to traffic congestion but also accidents and deaths. The Bengaluru Traffic Police has identified over 300 potholes in the city. Last but not the least is the issue of redevelopment and reconstruction. As you know, either BBMP is doing white topping in the city or Namma Metro construction is going on and on and on and on since I was 12 years old. This leads to again traffic congestions and leads to bigger and bigger problems. So these are all the reasons why there is a growth of traffic in Bengaluru. But the question arises, what is being done about it and what can be done about it? We have a public transport in Bengaluru city, but is it enough to cater to the demands of the people? Yes, the allocation of land for public transport in Bengaluru city is comparatively lesser to other developed cities in India like Mumbai and Delhi. Hence, the government and the authorities have to invest more and more in public transport, and even the citizens have to play a crucial role, reducing their dependence on private vehicles and move more towards the public transport. Even if the citizens use private vehicles, they have to adopt techniques like carpooling and others. And they have to be good Samaritans by not stopping your car wherever you like, whenever you like, just because of the fact that you pay taxes. Please take into cognizance the fact that there are people behind you who will be waiting if you randomly park the car just because your mother has to get down and get some groceries. Also understand the fact that acceleration plays a very crucial role. If you do not accelerate at a similar pace and you just accelerate just the way you like, it will cause slowdown of the traffic. Even if you have free roads in front of you, please accelerate and move forward so that the slow pace of the traffic reduces and you're able to maintain a uniform pace and you're able to move in a uniform pace. Please understand that the poor people are one of the worst sufferers due to various issues that I have pointed out. You have to understand that a person of Bengaluru city, probably he earns an average salary of rupees 8,000 or 10,000 per month, cannot settle in the heart of the city in the areas like Malleshwaram or even RT Nagar, and hence these people have to live in the outskirts of the city, and for them to reach the middle of the city or probably their workplace, they will have to spend some good amount of money, and they don't even have last mile connectivity that buses or even metro can take them to the middle of the city. So what happens is they usually get late to their work and basically are devoid of having a life. This can also be attributed to those doing illegal constructions and raising the land cost in the city. The BBMP and the government have to work on these very grassroots level problems more than focusing on aspects like putting police mannequins or even building a steel flyover across the city. Remember, you are not stuck in a traffic jam, you are the traffic jam. That's it for this video, guys. If you like the video, press the like button, subscribe to News Hamster, share this video with your friends, those who are living in Bengaluru city, so that they're able to understand what exactly is the problem and why Bengaluru has the worst traffic in the world. Thanks for watching. Jai Hind.